So John and Peter had an equal number of stickers at first. John gave away 28 of his stickers and Peter bought another 14 stickers. In the end, Peter had thrice as many stickers as John. How many stickers did John have at first? So again, notice that this is a transfer question. John gave away 28, Peter bought another 14. All these are transfers. Now, I hope you can see that these are all external transfers again. Okay, because giving away, it's external, not giving to Peter. Unless he gives to Peter, then that's internal. Peter buying another 14 from elsewhere, that's also externally. Okay, not internally. Now, and notice that the information given to us at first, they say equal. In the end, we have the word thrice. Okay, so if you were to think of using your before change after method, then you will have something like John and Peter equal at first. You draw model, right? This is the at first. Then John gave away 28, Peter bought 14, so plus 14. And then Peter in the end had thrice. Okay, some of you might have thought of doing this. Now, but when you do this, then you realize that, oh no, I'm stuck. Okay, I do not know what to do from here, right? Because I have a model at the beginning as well as another model in the end. Okay, the only values, I have is the change here, the before, the change, and after. So this is the change. Okay, and the worst thing here is that there's nothing that should remain the same. Peter changed, John changed, total also changed, difference also changed. So then, using a before change after method in this case will not be so useful anymore. Alright, so I'm teaching you how to identify when to use before change after, when to use, some other methods. So what other method can we use? We are going to use drawing a model instead for this case. Okay, a model would then be more useful for this. So let's work on that. So I'll start off with equal at first. J and P equal stickers at first. Now let's move on to do the change. John gave away 28. So John's model, since he gave away, you need to cut and shape off 28. Okay, so this is the 28 that has to be shaded off. Now, Peter bought another 14. Okay, so for Peter's model. So guys, for John's model, right, you can just cut you don't have to extend the dotted line actually. You can just cut here within John's model. Okay, that's fine. Okay, for Peter buy another 14. So if he bought another 14, means his model currently should grow longer because there's an increase in stickers for him. So since he has to grow longer, I have to extend over here by another 14. So guys, when you use when you do your extension, please use dotted lines or dashed lines for this. Because if you use solid line, you later on might accidentally forget that this is the change. You might think that this 14 belongs to him at first. Okay, so I don't want anyone to, fall into the trap. So let's try to use dotted lines or dashed lines for this. So this will be the extension of 14. You can write it inside here as well. Okay, so the change done. Now let's look at the after part. In the end, Peter had thrice as many as John. Okay, so again, Peter has thrice means Peter should have 3 units worth in the end. John should have 1 unit in the end. Now looking at Peter and John, okay, Peter should have 3 units in the end. That means in the end is the whole thing here, including the 14, yeah, because this is in the end. Now, to show 3 units, do you actually have to cut this whole thing into 3 units? Okay, you do not need to do that. Because sometimes in models like that, you realize that it is not easy to cut this into 3 equal parts because of this additional 14 here. So what you can simply do is just draw an arrow below, label down your 3U, whereas for John, you know that in the end is the white color portion. This will be 1 unit in the end. Peter holding 3 units in the end. So labeling of 3U, 1U like that, sufficient, good enough. Okay, please do not go and try to cut into 3 equal parts. Okay, it's going to look very messy and you realize that you will have difficulties solving later on. Now, the whole thing is 3U. This is 1U. So I need you to look at the difference between the units now, between John and Peter's units in the end. So I hope you can tell that this will be the difference, the blue arrow here. For those of you who can't tell, imagine you are running a race with your friend or just running, on the track. You're supposed to run 3 units worth from starting line here to ending line here. Your friend John has only ran 1 unit from here to here. So his remaining units, he has to continue from this dotted line all the way to the end here. That's how you know that's the difference. And this difference, of course, will be your 2 units. Now, and from there, we can work out the value of our 2 units, which is 28 plus 14, because this 28 with another 14 here. 1 unit will be 21. Now, read back the question. Every time you get 1 unit, read back. You want John at first. Where is John at first? Is it just the white part, or is it the whole of John? So at first means the whole stretch over here for John, because this is what he has at first. So you already found out 1 unit is 21, which means that you know that this is 21. So since you want at first, you have to take your 21 plus 28. Okay, and 49 will be the answer.